Hi, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hi. Hi, everyone. Good morning. Amit, everyone. Pushpanjali, Piyush, Sandeep, Shaili, Suman. All right. Okay, let's get started. Okay. So today we are going to talk about something which is pretty close to what we have been discussing so far, and we will take the extension little ahead. Okay. Tell me, uh, today is about how to build a conversation, a conversation which is really a pitch in the form of a story. How do you make a pitch in front of a client in the form of a story? All right. So let's get started. Tell me, how many of you uh, have been having conversations? How many first meetings have you had where the client listened to you politely but did not call you back? I think I would have asked these questions before as well. You have had good meetings with the clients, you have had polite conversations with the client, but the client hasn't called you back. Okay. Few of them who are here. Okay. You can write in the chat box whatever your experiences are. Okay. Uh, Maybe can you tell me in the last five new meetings, how many clients compared you with another advisor? Hmm? Who are here? In the last five meetings, how many times has it happened that the prospect has compared you with another advisor? Hmm? Please write it in the chat box if it has ever happened with anyone. If it has not happened, fantastic. If it has happened once, twice, write it in the chat box. Be honest. Whenever you go for a meeting, in the first 2 minutes of a meeting, are you trying to explain or are you trying to look competent for the job? Hmm? In the first 2 minutes, are you trying to look competent in front of the client or are you trying to explain? What exactly happens? Hmm? Write it in the chat box. What exactly happens during this time? What exactly happens? So clients don't reject you because you lack knowledge. They reject you because you create little more pressure too early. In the first few minutes of a meeting, most MFTs are already trying to prove experience. They're trying to prove intelligence. They're looking to justify relevance and they're looking to sound different. And the client is quietly thinking, why is he even trying so hard? What is there in me? Why is that person trying so hard to impress me? And this moment decides everything. Once the client starts evaluating you like a vendor, no amount of logic can bring authority back into the conversation. And most of us lose trust before we even start talking about portfolios, before we are even talking about returns, before we are talking about risk, before we are even talking about products. You lose it in how you introduce yourself. You think clients wants to hear what you do. They don't. This is the sad reality. Clients don't want to hear what you do. They want to know how you think. Let me repeat. Clients don't want to hear what you do. They want to know how you think. They want to know, will this person create confusion in my life or will that person bring sanity? Will this person push me or will this person guide me? Will this person make money decisions easier for me or will make it harder for me? I do not understand anything about money. Will this person confuse me more because pura zindagi I have been confused. So these are the things which are going on in their head. Even very experienced advisors sometimes mess this up because experience makes you talk more, not less. जितना ज्यादा experience, उतना ज्यादा explanation, उतने ज्यादा बातें. The best advisors don't sound impressive. They sound far more calm in their pitch. Today we are going to not going to learn how to make a pitch. Today we are going to learn how to remove pressure in the very first minute, in the first 45 seconds to a minute, how to remove pressure from the entire meeting like this. Okay? Because if there is absence of pressure in the conversations, absence of a pressure in terms of proving yourself, absence of a pressure on the client to trying to understand you better, that is the first germination of the trust. That is when it starts to grow. And once there is trust, selling becomes unnecessary. Once there is trust, selling becomes unnecessary. All right? Ready, everyone? Let's get started. Okay? All of you ready? Good to see you, Piyush, Pramit, Amol, Priya, Priyadarshan, Prachi Dhawan, Pramit Kedia, Purnima, Rahul Taylor, Ratan Venkat, Sachin Matre, Sandeep Naik, Shailya Ahuja, Soumitra Chakravarti. Welcome. Chalo. Like always, I'm going to present my slide and we will get started. Give me a minute. Okay. Can you see my slide, please? Okay. All right. The 45-second story. So, how to build trust as a partner, as a thinking partner. Okay. So, is the thing that is continuously going on in the mind of the client is this person trying to sell me something or help me think better? This is the filter through which the client hears everything that you say in the first meeting. If we ignore this question, then we are actually completely lost the entire game. So there are two distinct parts. If you're looking to sell, then you will get compared. The client will check for price, NAVs, products, credentials, returns. So all, if you are looking to become a seller, if you're looking to sell, सब चीज होगा. इसमें क्या मिलेगा? इसमें क्यों कर रहे? Why not the other one? The other person told me this. My elder brother has been in the market for so long. He has been investing in this particular way. The goal is not to impress. The goal is to slow it down. The thinking partner, on the other hand, the, the person actually becomes far more trusting because they have dropped their guards. वो कुछ ज्यादा सोचेगा नहीं, वो ट्रस्ट धीरे धीरे बिल्ड करेगा. So what are the four-part architecture? So these are the four things that you definitely have to speak about. Okay. The structure must be very rigid. ये follow करना है. The four-part architecture. Who you usually work with. What? The problem you help solve. How? How you approach decisions. And the final engagement. Okay. If you miss any one of this, the pitch will start sounding salesy. Can all of you take a screenshot of this page, please? And write done after you have done it. This cannot be missed. This slide cannot be missed. Okay. Who you usually work with, the problem that you help solve, कोई भी conversation में, who you usually work with, what is the problem you solve, how you approach decisions, and how the engagement happens. It's a no pressure clause. Okay. So, what is the general script? Most of my work is with families and business owners who are doing reasonably well. But over time, they feel their money decisions have become scattered. Not because they don't earn enough, but because life gets busy and money decisions becomes reactive. Who you work with, first sentence. This is just an example. My role is not to chase returns or push products. It's to bring a structure so decisions become calm and risks are clearer. Money supports life goals instead of constantly creating stress. I don't start with products, your approach. I start by understanding what matters to you and what worries you and what should not be disturbed. We usually begin with a simple conversation. If it makes sense, we take it forward slowly. If not, we leave it here. This would take not more than 45 seconds. Take a screenshot and all of you build your own scripts. The first 45-second speech. Then stop. Don't add anything after that. Silence is a feature, it's not a problem. It will signal that you are not in a hurry. So, why does it, why do the clients drop their guards? Why does it work? Why does it work? Because you're not bragging anything. There is no ego. You're not saying, Ki, boss, I am a PhD and I've been doing this. I have so much of AUM. You don't talk numbers. You don't promise anything. No false hope. You don't create pressure. स्क्रीन नहीं दिख रहा है क्या किसी को भी? हाँ? Is the screen not visible? Screen तो visible है to most of the people. Okay. अगर किसी को visible नहीं है, maybe you need to drop off and come back quickly. Then sometimes that solves the problem. Nitya S, if it is not visible, then you can quickly drop off and come back. This is the previous slide. Who you usually work with, what is the problem you help solve, how you approach decisions, and how you get engaged. Okay. What not to say? This is a trap. इसके बारे में कभी बोलना नहीं. I have 20 years of experience. I manage X crores in assets, 200 crore, 500 crore, 20 crore. I have made good returns for my clients. I have made good returns for my clients. I believe in long-term wealth creation. I give the best advice. I give the best advice. All of this actually creates stress. These statements invite comparison. If you live by your resume, you will die by the resume. If you live by the resume, you will die by the resume. So what are the variations? Business owners hai to kya bol sakte hain? I mostly work with promoters who are busy running their businesses and don't want personal money decisions to become another daily headache. Retiree hai to I work with retirees who want stability and clarity so money decisions don't create anxiety in this phase of life. अगर कोई HNI है या referrals है, most people I meet come through introductions and looking for a calm, more structured way to think about money. What is the critical window? First 2 minutes is the sweet spot. If you have to say this, and you definitely need to say that, say it within the first 2 minutes. After you have exchanged, pleasantries, and before any discussion of the portfolio, यहीं पे बोलना है. पहला 2 मिनट में ही बोलना है. This is the sweet spot. उसके बाद आपका मीटिंग चलेगा. Meeting duration. Never say it at the end. Do not say it here. The frame is already set. That's it. We call it the danger zone. This frame must be established before you review investments. This will dictate how the client will interpret the data you show later. Remember, trust is not built by sounding smart. Trust is built when the client feels comfortable being absolutely honest. All right. So, how do you become a thinking partner? Who you work with, the problem you solve, how you approach decisions, how you work. So, who you work with, you can say, I work with families, business owners, retirees. This sentence is important. The problem you solve. The decisions are scattered, decisions are reactive. These are shortcuts. You can use anything from here. I use a structure and calmness. I don't chase returns. How you work, simple conversation, slow steps, or we leave it here. You have to slow down the conversation, don't brag, and be in a safe zone. All right. All the very best. Hope this was absolutely useful for all of you. You can definitely take a screenshot of this one. These are the shortcuts, cheat sheet. Okay. You can use variations of these words when you're building the conversations with someone for the very first time. And do share with us how it goes. All right. All the very best, everyone. Have a great day. Have a great weekend ahead. There won't be any session on 26th of January, which is a national holiday Monday. I will see you at 10:10 on Tuesday, 27th.